A wild one, as the Boston Celtics, who might have taken the most difficult path, but the C's are on their way to the finals for the first time in nearly 12 years. Jason Tatum, MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, winning the first ever Larry Bird trophy. So fitting. Congratulations to him. Boston is elated. Here's Marcus Smart, who played through the pain.
Oh, man, just finally, to be able to get over that hump and have a chance to, make it to the NBA Finals. This is every athlete's dream, is to get to that final stage and have an opportunity.
It's the biggest game of the season of my career, and I just had faith that we were going to give it all we had, regardless of the outcome.
So we've been responding all year, all season to adversity. Today was the biggest test, not just, of the year, but, of our careers, to mentally come into a Game 7 away after losing on our home court, which was tough, and we got it done.
Big Perk, you know what? These Boston Celtics really like to put us on a roller coaster ride. So you tell me this. I know they got the JOB done, but a girl was scared. Do you feel better or worse about Boston after that series?
Oh, I feel better. I feel better because, Molly, it goes back to what I've been preaching all along about how stellar and how great they are defensively. See, look, when those shots are not falling and you're not being able to see those driving gaps to the basket, guess what? You got to hang your hats on the defensive end and get stops. And again, in the Game 7 last night, the Miami Heat shot 42% from the field, 20% from the three. They had 96 points. And look, that's what you want to hang your hat on, not letting the team score over 100 points. We saw Al Horford get down, buck his feet down, and kind of force Jimmy Butler to pull up three-point shot late into the game, where some may have questions. I don't. But at the end of the day, he made a great contest. He got the rebound. Look at the way that they scramble. People keep wanting to praise and talk about the offense and things of that nature. I look at the Boston Celtics, and I'm going to keep harping on this. One of the best defensive teams I've seen in NBA history, period.
I'm not going to throw any shade on the Eastern Conference champion Boston Celtics. I think that they've got a phenomenal team. They've got an elite defense. They're a legit threat to win it all. There is no question about that. But speaking in the immediate aftermath, Kendrick Perkins, of what transpired in Game 7 last night, I don't feel better about them. I feel worse because of their decision-making as the game waned. They had a 13-point lead with a little over 3.5 minutes left and nearly blew it. Miami goes on an 11-0 run. Jimmy Butler, we'll talk about that decision because I didn't have a problem with it. We'll get into that later. Okay, he could have easily tied the game instead of going for the three to try and win it, which I don't blame him. And again, we'll talk about later. But it's the decision-making that I'm paying attention to. It's Marcus Smart jacking up two ill-advised threes, okay? It's them not finding Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum to get the ball, to shoot the ball in the last 5 minutes. It's some of the turnovers that took place as well. Because it's not just about what you do. I'm imagining what would happen if you do it against certain competition. You do that against the Golden State Warriors, it's going to kill you. It's going to take you out of here. Because those are some sharp shooters. I mean, these brothers can really shoot some jump shots, okay? We know what they bring to the table. And so what I'm saying is that, again, Boston is a legit threat. They're incredibly formidable. Their defense is not good. It's not great. It's elite. They are on that level. But when it gets tight, there's a reason that coming into the Game 7, even though I picked them to win Game 7, and they ended up winning this series in 7 games, all right? The bottom line is there's a reason they were ranked 29th out of 30 teams in close situations as the game wanes in the last few minutes. There's a reason why people looked at them and they said there's some trepidation about the Boston Celtics in close games. When they beat you, they usually run away with it. In close game situations, it's a different animal because they don't have a true legitimate point guard. They got athletes, they got players, they got rough riders, they got a lot of guys with a lot of heart. They ain't scared, they got ability. But that true floor general is something that they're lacking. And I think moments like last night displayed that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.